Hello and welcome back to the iFox and Juice podcast. I'm your host, Juice. I'm here with my co-host, the NASA spacesuit to my Joe Rogan, Reen. What's going on, Reen?
What the hell, man? I'm still confused.
Yeah, Reen was totally well, I don't know if you guys were aware of this, but Joe Rogan basically did a whole podcast in a NASA suit with sunglasses for seemingly no reason. I didn't catch the whole thing, but that image just burned in my mind for like the past few days.
Like, did we miss something on the news? Like, what the fuck?
Maybe he's just trying to fuck with Alex Jones. or Eddie, you know how much he hates NASA.
Yeah. Alex Jones, I heard he's in a whole bunch of trouble now.
Oh man, we're not gonna go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, let's not.
That's some weird ass dark shit, man.
Yeah. Let's talk about EPO.
Well, we're gonna get to that later. Actually, thank you for reminding me. I don't even know if I had it on the docket, but I do have to make a note of that.
EPO, EPO.
All the cool kids are doing it.
I didn't hear the audio or anything, but yeah, I heard that they were chanting it because TJ was at the Bellator fight.
Yeah, you ain't a real legend till you've done it. But before we get into all that, we're gonna do a review. And there was no UFC last weekend, so we're not gonna go full in depth, but we're just gonna touch on a few things from Bellator last week. So let's get straight into our rewind. And as we said, last week's event was Bellator 222, headlined by Rory McDonald and Neiman Gracie. I guess we'll just start there since that's the main event. I wasn't too impressed, Reen. I know I'm kind of alone in this. It seems like people were kind of psyched about the fight or Rory's performance or both. I thought it was kind of boring. I respected what Rory did. I knew that wasn't easy, but I don't know. I saw some people still tweet out like this is still the best Rory and he still might be the best welterweight out there. And I'm like, what are you people smoking, man? I don't know what's going on here. I guess I was just underwhelmed.
Huh. Yeah, didn't we pick Neiman Gracie for this one too? I thought we did.
I did, and I think you were along the lines with me of like he doesn't look hungry or determined at all, so it's kind of hard to go with Rory.
Yeah. It looked like he escaped a lot of submission attempts. I mean, those knee bars were like nasty.
It reminded me a lot of the Damian Maia fight, which I did think that that performance was impressive because, you know, he was still pretty young. We didn't know everything of what he was able to do. But at this point, like, you've already been to that style of fight. I guess I just thought I know he's all Jesus loving and whatnot. He doesn't want to hurt people. But if you've already gone down that road, this isn't your first rodeo. I think you'd have enough experience to, you know, finish him.
Yeah, I know, right? Like,
and I know Neiman's bigger and he's probably a better striker than Maia, and you know he's to be respected on the feet, but it just seems like he did the bare minimum to win the decision to me. That's just me. Maybe I really just don't like Rory, so this is just coming out extra harsh. But I don't know. I'd seen all the accolades, all the praise that people were giving him. I just think I don't think he was deserving of all of it.
Yeah, because we've seen the killer side of him. We've seen the best Rory, and this wasn't it, man.
Yeah, I'll give him props for beating an undefeated guy and for surviving on the ground and using his wits, but it wasn't anything impressive. And you were telling me off air that it looks like they want to do that Lima fight sooner rather than later, right around September.
Yeah, because I guess that's when they started the tournament, September last year, so they want to end it September this year, and it's like, whoa, hold up. You want Rory to come back and fight already? Like, get ready for another one?
I mean, he didn't take much damage in that fight. Lima basically took next to no damage in his fight with MVP. So theoretically it should all work out, but Rory's just, it looks like he's hating this shit more and more each time out.
Yeah, and That's gonna be taxing on the body too. I mean, he's gonna be 30 soon, I think. Or did he already turn 30? And then just
he's about to turn 30, and I can relate because I only got a few more months as well.
But yeah, like training camp after training camp, and he got his Sunday services to go to and shit. So that's gotta be taxing, man.
Sunday services. Yeah, you gotta devote Sabbath to the Lord, Damn.
Don't they got Thursday shit going down too?
If he starts going down that route, that's more like, man. I've heard a lot of black people say that they've grown up with that basically going to church every day, every other day. My family was religious for a while, and it was like every other day to go to church. So I don't know if white people go full all out with that, but. Yeah, either way, we know his Sundays are booked.
Yep. So, so yeah, that should be interesting. We'll see what happens if Scott can book that. Scott Coker.
You give Rory any chance against Lima?
Jesus, damn, man. He looks so good. Lima looks so good in his last fight. He's so underrated too. So.
And I mean, they fought before, but I mean, even this is when Rory was, I think better than he is now, definitely hungrier, and he still barely won that fight.
Yep. So, yeah, it's going to be a rough night, man.
Man, hopefully not too rough. I don't know. With the way Lima hits, I expect another broken nose, but let's see how long he survives.
Broken nose, knockout, something spectacular.
Yeah, we'll see. So some of the other fights we covered. Horiguchi versus Caldwell. So Horiguchi now beat Caldwell twice. He beat him in his home country and in Caldwell's home country. So, man, I've seen little clips of Caldwell being pissed. I guess he's still not taking the loss well. But goddamn, that dude just needs to stop cutting weight. That's the dude got tired. He just, I don't know. He wants to be the big dude in the pond. There you go. That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna get tired. Against a fucking flyweight.
Dude, so, okay. Did they clear up how this is going to go down? Because he has 2 belts, one in Ryzen and one in Bellator, right?
Nothing was spoken of this that I saw. I mean, I didn't watch any conferences or anything like that, but I didn't read any articles. I didn't hear anything from... I just saw Caldwell being pissy, and Horiguchi's like, yep, I'll beat you here and I'll beat you there. So...
Yeah, interesting. I wonder how that's going to go down. Defend belts.
Yeah, that's the thing is, obviously he's got his deal with Ryzen and stuff, but I wonder if Scott's like, hey, how much to keep him? You know what I mean? I'm sure he's probably thinking it. I mean, who knows? Because I don't think Horiguchi's much of a name outside of the hardcore community, but who knows, man? It might be worth the investment. I like watching the dude fight. Definitely more than Caldwell. I don't know one person that likes Darian Caldwell.
That shit's funny. Dude, I wonder what they're going to do, man. Take all the belts. Fight somebody in 1FC, whoever that champ is. See if they can go. Well, never mind. That piece of shit is injured or had surgery.
Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about that later. You're so harsh. I was almost forgetting about the co-main event, and this is going to be like a 2-parter because we're not going to be finished with this guy, but your boy Machida, embarrassed. Why does he just need it? Why can't he give people good retirements? Why does he need to fuck him up this bad, huh? I told you Machida's an asshole, and you don't believe me.
What? At least it wasn't like a fucking kick to the face. Just
because
two hard knees, that's all.
It was a couple of hard knees, but Chael, man. I'm not really surprised this hasn't happened to him before because Machida, I haven't seen Machida throw many flying knees. And it's like Machida just watched him and watched him and watched him. It's like, yeah, I know what you're going to do. You're going to go for a takedown. So, wow, I'm going to slam my knee in your face and you're going to quit. And that's basically what happened. He had him figured out. Like if this was a wrestling match, man, like if this was a work, he already knew what was up.
It's crazy that they're both the same age practically. Because what? Chael is 42, right? Or something
he's probably a few months older, a year older.
Something like that. And Machida's 41 and Machida looks so young, man. It's that Asian genes.
It's like, yeah, exactly. It's like Ali Wong said, black don't crack, but Asians don't die.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we got to see Chael turtle up and just cover himself and try to survive that ground and pound after the knee. So,
Did
yep.
you watch that clip of him crying at the press conference?
No, I didn't. I totally missed
Oh,
that. He was crying?
yeah. So I think
Oh shit, man.
I don't know if you remember last week I'd mentioned that even Chael had put himself in a corner. Like, if I don't win this, I ain't shit, and I need to retire because I'm not cut out for it. Well, he kept his word. I mean, he retired obviously, but his thing has always been about his dad. The only time Chael ever gets emotional is talking about his dad. He'd always say, I promised him I'd win a title, and I promised him. I guess the other one was that he would beat Tito Ortiz, and we know how that worked out. And obviously, we know how the title thing worked out. And I don't know who I want to say it was Okamoto. One of the reporters asked him, like, if your dad was here right now, what would you tell him? Like, he straight up just asked it like that, and he just got, real teary-eyed, and he's just like, I'll just tell him that I tried. And I'm just like, fuck, man, it was so hard to watch.
I'm kidding. Sorry, I'm such a bitch. Damn, dude. Who's you asshole for asking that question?
That's what I thought, but I was like, a lot of people said that. But I was like, you know what? The thing with Chael is, like, you got to understand, with the media, they kind of see him as a peer. Yeah, they see him as a fighter, but they kind of see him as a homie, for better or better or worse, kind of like a colleague, because he does so much media, the podcasts and the commentary and all that. So they're kind of like, hey, we could talk. That's probably what they would ask him, because a lot of them know him personally. They're not asking Rumble Johnson, some dude who hates the media, who's just there because his job tells him to. Like, he loves talking with the media, so I guess they felt more comfortable to ask something very personal.
Yeah, I gotta go back and watch it then.
Yeah, it's rough, and I said, like, say what you want about Chael. Like, this is hard to watch, man, because obviously it meant a lot to him, and I've had him, I've said my favorite things about Chael, and I know I've said a lot of shit about drug cheats, and he's one of the worst ones. Well, as he claims, he's the best one. but the dude owned it,
That's so gangster.
Yeah, he was a bit of a piece of shit, but at least he was honest about it. If you're gonna go all out, then just be honest about it. And he was, so I respected him. I respected him for that.
Yeah, all jokes aside, like, I've always liked Chael and just his personality and his podcasts. Like, he's entertaining, to be honest with you. So he's been in the game for so long, like, he knows what he's doing. So
yeah, and obviously he's gonna stick around. Like, he loves talking about this shit. So
yep, talking to other cheaters. Yep.
There's definitely a spot for him here, and we'll talk about that in a bit. We'll go run along the card some more stuff. So we didn't talk about this fight last week, but we need to mention it. What Juan Archuleta did to Eduardo Dantas, Jesus Christ, that shit should be a fucking crime against humanity.
Dude, I didn't see it until you sent it to me, because I fucking forgot about that fight. Even though I was laughing that, yeah, TJ was there, Dillashaw was he was there cornering him. And that's where I got that EPO chant from, because I guess people are, like, chanting that at the weigh-ins and wherever he went.
That sucks, man, because Archuleta must be feeling that. Like, he didn't, that we know of, he didn't do anything,
Yeah, right? Like, he's there for his team, but damn, dude, he's getting this shine because of what he did. So, like, what can he do? It's to be expected, right? Like, he didn't think that nothing was going to happen, right? Like, come on, dude.
Yeah, it's kind of early for him to show his face right now. I'm not saying to pull a Ronda and fucking hide out and shit, but yeah, I mean, at least he was there for his homie. Like I said, we're gonna get into this more, because there's a lot I want to say about the TJ situation. But right now, I just wanted to give a shout out to Archuleta for a legit knockout of the year contender, man. Dantas. Oh no, I thought I was gonna say he was carried out on a stretcher, but he got up right before, like, the paramedics came in, so it was close.
Oh wow, yeah, I watched it over and over again. Like, I couldn't look away. It was so amazing. It was beautiful.
It really is like a train wreck, man, because you're just like, oh, and then the way his head bounced off the cage, and it reminded me so much of the Showtime knockout. Like, it just like the Showtime knockout. It was right at the end of the second round. right, like looping, well, I think Showtime got him with a left hand, but still a looping overhand and
Yeah.
just fucking starched him.
Yeah, he did not see it coming. Just
Nope.
gone. Lights out.
And they were going back and forth, like it was kind of a close fight, and then just bam, it was over. And Archuleta, this legit, amateur wrestler, as soon as he hit him, he was like, nope, done. I'm seeing this a lot right now, man. I remember when I first started getting into MMA, it still happens from time to time, but it was so common that people would like cheer when someone gets knocked the fuck out and they punch him like 5 times afterwards, But lately it's like people know now. People know when people go out. And maybe it's like the head health thing too. Like I don't want to get my brains pounded in when I get knocked unconscious. So maybe people are being more empathetic in that way, but it's cool to see that. It's really badass, and it's kind of, actually a nice thing to do.
Yeah. Because you don't want to get fucked up next time. Shit. Karma.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and of course someone can do that to you regardless, but it's like, well, maybe that'll crawl into their head like, well, like Machida. Well, then again, Derek Brunson beat his fucking brains in too. So it doesn't always work out for you, but I tend to believe in karma just as the way of the world anyway. So even if it doesn't apply to you in fighting, it'll get to you somehow. So
Yep.
like I'll never forget, I don't know if you remember this, Reno, if you saw it, when Brian Stan, he knocked out, I want to say Alessio Sakara. He like ground and pounded him and he knocked him out, and he hit him like once a little after he was unconscious, and he just put his hands up. He's like, no, like the ref didn't stop it, and he just put his hands up like, no, I'm not going to hit him anymore.
Shit.
And then they stopped the fight.
Shit, I can't remember that one. I gotta watch it again.
But of course it was Brian Stan that did that,
Yeah.
It has to be a legit badass motherfucker like that.
Yo, damn, dude. Crazy, man.
We're rambling as always, but yeah, just to go down the card a little bit more. So Dylan Dennis won.
Ugh.
Yeah, people don't want to give him credit, but hey, he didn't just take him down. He did, he went for a lot of submissions. He got some good ground and pound in. Like he grew a lot from the first fight. Still can't strike worth a shit, but he didn't try to this one time. So at least he's finding out something that's working for him. I'll at least give him that credit. Although he wants to fight John Jones or some shit, I don't know.
Yeah, like he's the cringiest person in MMA. I totally forgot about that. So Cejudo, I'm gonna have to, be easy on you. I totally forgot that Dylan is still around.
Yep. Yep. I'm not even gonna say anything else. Yep. We rattled off so many fights last week. I can't remember them all, but I know two that we talked about: Heather Hardy and Valerie Lareda. Valerie Lareda looked good, and she's very exciting. She's not just a pretty face nor a big ass. She's actually very exciting and daring. She takes a lot of risks in there, and not in a stupid way. You can tell she's very determined, and I like that about her. That Hooters girl gave her a pretty good fight too, so that one was interesting.
I forgot about that. I forgot about that. Yes, the Hooters girl.
She almost dropped her like once or twice. Like, hey, she tried, man. She wasn't in there just to be beat up. She at least tried at some points. Heather Hardy though, that just close the book on her, man. It's really sad. It's really sad because it's just obvious that this is where the road ends for her. She can't do much. She was done with boxing, gets in MMA, thinking, there's a brighter future ahead. And this girl who's 3-5 just humiliates her in a round. And it just became very obvious as you were watching, like, oh, this girl can't fight. It was, sorry to be so blunt about it, but as I was watching it, I was like, man, this is rough to watch. Like, she didn't get her ass like beat, in a really merciless way, but it was just so dominating. Like, oh yeah, she can't grapple, she can't fight on the floor. All she is a boxer, and that's basically all she's gonna be.
Yeah, that makes me sad, dude. Because I want her to be successful in this field. Boxing it's not there for her.
Can you just say what you were saying off airing? Like some things that I hadn't even been aware of Hardy regarding her last boxing fight and stuff.
Yeah, like I guess she was talking about her experiences. There's like a video, a short clip out on Twitter about how she like just sold all these tickets, but she only got paid like a certain amount of money. And I guess that MSG card that she was on, she sold like, I don't know, like 250, 300, tickets, seats. And when she walked out, there's like nobody there because they didn't even open the doors yet. But she sold all these seats, man. Like, and she didn't get paid for shit. You know, in comparison to the male boxers on that card, like she didn't get shit. That's the reason why she was crossing over to MMA, so she can say, you know, make some money. But it doesn't sound like it's working out for her in MMA either. So I don't know. Maybe she just needs a. I know she's, how old is she again? She's 30,
37, I believe.
37. I don't know if it's the age, and I don't know if she could like just maybe focus on wrestling and grappling and then make it back again. And because I don't
The
know
thing,
if she can do kickboxing, that's going to be rough.
yeah, the thing with that is the reason I'm like kind of writing her off, and I know that's not exactly kosher to do, but the reason I'm kind of writing her off is just that it's exactly that. I mean, yeah, of course she can learn to grapple and grapple very well, you know, focus on her wrestling, on her jiu-jitsu, but how long is that going to take for her to be adequate? What, a year and a half? Then she's going to be what, 39?
Yep.
And you're going to be facing girls that are younger and meaner and even smarter and more advanced and more skilled. And I mean, you're climbing, and then these girls are already at the top, you know?
Yeah. So it's been like a rough road for her, man. So I feel for her.
Yeah, I do too. And I just want to say a quick little thing too here too. I know, especially with me, given my emphasis on women's MMA, I see a lot of people, you know, a lot of people in the square really seem to believe in these women, and you know, most of the people aren't just like weird pervs, or you know, people are just like want to see girls in little shorts fighting and shit. Like they actually like the art, and there's a lot of things that you know they want to see women get paid more, and plenty of issues in women's MMA. You know, higher spots and on cards and stuff, but you really got to appreciate what we got, because in the past couple of years, I've grown to appreciate women's boxing. And I really have to just, every time there's a women's fight on, I just have to put it in my head like, okay, this is going to be a little bit more exciting because they're 2-minute rounds and 10 rounds total. And I know that that's not right. That's fucked up that they can't fight the same amount of rounds as men. And I try to give it that silver lining just to make myself feel better. But it's like, it really pisses me off that that's the case. And boxing claims to be so progressive. You see like guys like Jim Lampley and Bob Arum. They're like, oh, well, MMA is for heathens. They're all racist white guys who are Trump supporters and this and that. But yeah, at least when it comes on the women's side of it, we're so much more evolved than boxing, which is hundreds of years old. So if you ever think women in MMA have it bad, we have our issues and we need to work on it, but it's nothing like women's boxing.
Yeah, I just thought of something too. Like, I wonder if Dana White really does this with the whole boxing. Like, if he can change it around. Because, I mean, like he said, like, no women in the UFC. No. But Ronda, man, he brought on Ronda, and that just, like, changed everything.
Mm-hmm.
Changed combat sports in general. So it's like, okay, I wonder if he can do the same thing with boxing. I wonder if he has that, you know, that magic touch.
It'd be interesting. The thing is that's especially in boxing, like, you know, the UFC, well, I don't know, because the boxing does a lot of main events that aren't for championships that are 12 rounds, or they just fucking make one up out of thin air. So I don't know what kind of sway he has. This seems like it'd be a commission issue. It seems like the commissions are the ones that have ruled that women fight 2-minute rounds and men 3. I don't know if you can just say, well, fuck it, the girls that I have in my promotion are going to fight 3 rounds. I don't know if the commission will allow that. But, I mean, if he does get into it and he's interested in promoting women in boxing, he definitely should say something. And hopefully they listen to him, if for nothing else, just the fact that he has such sway with MMA. Hopefully that will get people's attention, because it doesn't seem like Bob Arum or Al Heyman or Oscar De La Hoya give a fuck about Eddie Hearn. Like, they give a fuck about women having equal treatment, you know?
Yeah, and for Dana, it's like he's so mainstream, and
yeah,
he has a loud mouth. You know, you can't shut that guy up at all. So hopefully he'll have like some pull if he does get into this. I mean, that will probably be like something positive that he can do.
Yeah, there's always possibilities of even people like Dana making an actual good change. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, I think I saw something about how he's gonna end up changing something to where he's going to get like Joshua and Wilder and Fury fighting. He's
Yeah,
going to have that much pull. I'm like, cool, man. I want to see that.
We all can dream. But
Yeah.
speaking of the heavyweights, speaking of Fury, Tyson Fury fought last week. Fought this poor German dude who got fucking knocked out in two rounds. Everyone was talking about his entrance. He did a full homage to Apollo Creed, which I didn't know until just a few minutes ago. Is Reed's favorite. Is it your favorite movie ever, or just your favorite like boxing sports movie?
It's one of my favorites, but yeah, that Rocky movie out of all the ones that's out there, that's my favorite one.
And you said you missed the entrance, huh?
Yeah, I missed the entrance, so I went back and I was like pulled it up on YouTube. Somebody was like recording it with their phone.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I thought that was really cool. Like, cuz he was covered completely. You couldn't see what he was wearing underneath. He had that black robe on. And the next thing you know, that music hit and he took it off. I was like, holy shit! This is fucking dope. Like, it was his coming out party.
Yeah, and rock the shorts. You know, that it's funny because I've never watched a Rocky movie ever, which I'm sure is surprising to a lot of people. But I know those shorts are iconic. But to me, one of the first times I seen them was Rampage wearing them in Pride. So I kind of associate them with Rampage.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Rocky IV, the Christmas movie.
Yeah, but he beat the shit out of this poor guy, man. He kind of gave him a round just to mess with him, and then in the second round just took it to him, and the dude couldn't land anything. It was just weird because Tyson's such a big guy, and it seemed like he could have just wailed on him and probably knocked his fucking lights out, but he just took his time, just outboxed him, and sure enough, he just like, it's gonna come. Just kept outboxing him, broke his nose, and just kept tagging him up, and they finished him. And then the guy was trying to get his licks in, and then we've all seen that gif of Tyson just avoiding like 8, 9, 10 shots in a row.
That was so pretty. So pretty. So, okay, I'm not familiar with this guy. So, was it a mismatch?
I don't know much. The guy that he beat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know much about him either. He was a big dude. I know that. He was like 6'4", 6'5", big German dude. He didn't look that bad, but, you know, I think people were just kind of freaked out because of Ruiz, too. They're like, we don't know this guy, but he's kind of big. He looks kind of strong. He could probably fuck him up, you know? But, nah, he did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, dude. It's so crazy, like, these heavyweight boxing fights are just knockout after knockout after knockout. Like,
yeah, I mean... we should be grateful because we're on a good streak here because as I've famously proclaimed, well, not famously, I'm nowhere near that well known, but I've said, I will never stop saying it. I know I've said it on the show before. Tyson Fury versus Vladimir Klitschko is one of the worst fights I've ever seen in my life, and I swore off heavyweight boxing for years. And look at him now. That's why it's not just, to me, with Tyson Fury, it's not just a comeback of the drugs, the depression, the weight gain, all that shit that everyone loves. To me, it's like, dude, you had possibly one of the worst fights I've ever seen in my life, and you're coming back and you're like super exciting now. It's weird. So he has a place in my heart now because now I know that he's not just some boring boxer that throws one punch a minute, you know?
Yeah. So, okay, let me ask you this. What's next for him? Because they're not going to do that Deontay fight, right? That's not on the table right now, is it? Or
no. Deontay's supposed to fight Luis Ortiz, the Cuban guy. I always forget his last name. I believe it's Luis. Big Cuban motherfucker who almost beat him the first fight. So I don't think that's going to happen with Deontay. And it seems like Joshua's going to rematch Ruiz sometime. At least that's what his promoter's saying. So Fury's in an ESPN deal, so I don't know. I don't know what other heavyweights they're going to sign, but it's going to take a miracle for them to get Deontay on board, at least right now. And then I'm not even fully confident he could beat Ortiz, because as you well know, Deontay can't box, and Ortiz can.
Oh, shit.
Oh, Deontay said he wasn't impressed with that knockout either, because...
What? Wow.
More and more reasons to hate Deontay.
That's interesting, man. None of these heavyweights are going to fight each other. They're the exciting ones, too.
He's a guy, like with Deontay, just to talk about him just a little bit more, he's just a guy that all he sees is the knockout. Like he doesn't give. He's like Dana White about like, I just want finishes. Like you can't appreciate the skill that he did. Like, oh, well, I knocked him out in 1 round and it took you 2 rounds. Like you son of a bitch, man. I don't know how the fuck you won any kind of Olympic medal, man. I don't understand it.
That's so funny.
Ridiculous. But anyway, before I fucking blood shoots out my nose. We're going to get into our preview this week. There's a UFC card on ESPN Plus taking place in Greenville, South Carolina. Jesus, I feel like I can't fucking talk today. Okay. So Greenville, ESPN Plus card. I'm going to talk about a few of the fights on here. I'm going to start with Eric Spicely versus Deron Winn. So Eric Spicely is the last minute replacement. Wynn's original opponent dropped out. He just signed on again. Well, he literally got signed back to the UFC this week, and he's going to be facing on Deron Winn.
Interesting.
I want your take on this, Reen, because I know Spicely pretty well, but I'm one of the bad MMA fans that isn't too aware of Winn. I know he's a prospect. I know he trains with DC, but I still haven't seen his fights.
You didn't see it? He was on the undercard for the Liddell versus Tito Ortiz.
Yeah, I don't stream MMA. Okay, I'm speaking equation, so no, I didn't pay for that event, so I didn't really scope it out.
He fought Tom Lawler, and I think they went to decision.
Yeah, I know it was dominant, and I know he beat Tom Lawler, but I don't even think I've seen highlights.
Yeah, he's 5'5".
Jesus, are you? Is he really? I'm really gonna look this up right now because I don't believe you.
Yeah, he's
5'5".
He's 5'5", 5'6". I congratulated him on his first MMA fight, his pro MMA fight, at a Richmond show, and I think I was a little bit taller than him. I'm like 5'6".
Holy shit, he is 5'5". He should be a fucking flyweight.
Yeah, so he's a mini DC, like for real, legit mini DC. But he's a tank.
Even DC is okay size for heavyweight. Like, I mean, he's small, but he's not a tiny person. Deron is, damn, dude.
Yeah, he's tiny.
If he was a lightweight, he'd still be small.
He's tiny but mighty.
Jesus.
So I wonder, like, I'm a fan of Deron. I was at his first pro MMA fight, so I'm aware of him. He's from AKA, he's from out here. He helps out DC with the kids in Gilroy, high school team. So yeah, he's a NorCal kid, but he's gonna fight Eric Spicely. He's a veteran. He trains at a TriStar.
And a legit jiu-jitsu dude.
Yeah, he trains at a TriStar, great gym as well. He got let go because he had I think 3 fights or something in a row. He had 3 losses in a row, and then now he's back again. He's stepping in for, I forgot who the original opponent was. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I wonder. Deron is a powerhouse. I mean, he's a 3-time All-American wrestler, but he has heavy hands, man.
Damn.
So, but again, he's going up against a veteran. You know how it goes with the UFC debuts.
Remember who Eric Spicely beat early in his career too?
Santos?
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. I know, man.
I mean, I'm gonna pick Winn, honestly, just on all his hype, and I know you're not hyping him up. I know you've seen him and you believe in him, so I'm gonna pick Winn. I know he's a good prospect, but having seen not much of him and knowing what I know about Spicely, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he loses, but I'm gonna go with Winn.
Yeah. Of course, I'm gonna go with Winn too. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So definitely check it out. I wonder if DC's gonna be there.
I'd have to assume so. I mean, that'd be weird if he commentates,
Yeah.
Because he's even said, I know he said that he won't commentate guys that train with him. Like, even though Luke's not with him anymore, I still don't think he'll commentate on a Luke Rockhold fight.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so he'll probably be there, but yeah, in his corner, especially his first UFC fight. DC seems like that kind of guy. He'll help a brother out,
Yeah.
Yeah. Next on the docket, this is legit Even though with all the good fights that are on this card, this legit could be a fight of the night. Ariane Lipski versus Molly McCann. McCann's coming off of that war with Priscilla Cachoeira, and Lipski lost her UFC debut to Calderwood, but she looked pretty good in it. She definitely got the better of the stand up, and McCann seems like all she likes to do is stand up. So I don't think this is going to work out well for McCann, but I think it's going to be exciting.
Yeah. I'm so surprised that she's back already, Meatball Molly, because she had that orbital injury. Sorry. It was nasty.
Did she have it broken? Was that ever confirmed? I know that shit looked horrendous. She literally looked like she had a meatball in her eye. But
yeah. No, it was broken. She had surgery. Like, she showed pictures of it, I think, to Ariel Helwani. She like sent pictures. She even had an interview with him, I believe, back in March. Yeah, that fight was in March, man, and she's already back. So.
Am I missing something with orbital breaks? It seems like when I first started watching boxing and MMA, you had an orbital break. Like, you were out for like 6 months, at least a year and a half. Now it seems like in 2 weeks you're back.
Seriously, like, I was surprised, especially with hers and the pictures that she posted. I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah, that shit was grotesque.
Yeah. But yeah, this is interesting, man. The violence queen versus the meatball.
Two very different names and two very different fighters, both in terms of looks, style. Yeah, it's nuts, man. But yeah, I mean, Lipski's my girl. I'm not gonna go against her. I hope McCann takes it to her. I mean, I hope she gives her a fight, but I don't know how realistic that is.
I'm gonna go with McCann.
Damn.
Yeah.
You like the little warrior spirit, huh?
Yeah, man. She was exciting, dude.
I'm not fully counting out McCann, but Lipski's she's so damn talented, man.
She is. Because was that her debut against Joanne?
It was, yeah.
So maybe that had to do with it too?
Yeah, and plus we've seen how good JoJo is, you know. Even the Shukagian fight, I know she clearly lost, but she still did good in it.
Right.
Yeah, so that's gonna be fun. But what's gonna be even more fun to me is the next fight that we're gonna cover. Andrea KGB Lee, one of my favorite female fighters, taking on Montana De La Rosa. I'm going with KGB, no surprises. I don't think I've ever gone against her, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm not counting out De La Rosa. I think this is, I don't want to say 50-50, but maybe 60-40, 55-45. Like, I think De La Rosa is not to be fucked with, and apparently they've trained together before, so I think that may work to KGB's advantage because she doesn't seem like the type that she doesn't want to hurt a friend, or, you know, she doesn't seem like those that she needs to hate you kind of person. She's probably even more comfortable if she knows you. I can't speak for Montana, but I think it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm going with Lee too. She's so dangerous, man. And she fought a big girl, dude. Ashley Evans Smith.
Yeah, she cuts a lot of fucking weight to get down there. I honestly don't know how she does it.
Yeah, she fought a big girl last time, man, and she looked pretty good. So her striking's on point. I love her style, man. She's on that 6-fight win streak. Yeah, I think she's gonna take it. She's the moderate favorite too, by the way.
KGB.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense. Honestly, I think it kind of works out for her because KGB can grapple. I think she can survive on the floor. I don't think she can compete with Montana, but I think she can survive on the floor. I will give Montana that credit. She's a legit grappler, and I'm gonna be on pins and needles if it goes to the floor. If it stays standing, I mean, this is gonna be a long ass night for De La Rosa, but I think she's at least gonna get one takedown. I just hope KGB doesn't, zig when she should have zagged. She keeps her neck tight, her arms tight, and, does enough to survive. But I also, I don't know, here's the thing is that I want, maybe this is the thing that I just want, or maybe I just have a feeling that it will happen. I want vintage KGB to come back. I saw a recent interview with her, and she was basically saying, like, people have kind of been critiquing her because she's not as violent as she used to be. And she said, like, well, I'm in the UFC. I don't want to get cut, I kind of have been playing it safe because it's my first couple of fights. You know how that goes. But I wonder if she's now confident enough to be like, well, fuck it, I'm going to go all out. And hopefully she does, but hopefully also that doesn't come back to bite her in the ass.
Well, maybe she will, because isn't this in her backyard, pretty much?
Uh, no, she's from Louisiana and
But
he's in South Carolina. Well, I mean, it's close, but
but she lives in Myrtle Beach, right? I thought with Andy, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, with Andy.
I've really been desperately trying to figure out where she's been at, especially given the incident. I thought she was in Vegas. I thought she was probably even in NorCal because of Aspen Ladd and all that. But I really don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought she was out there mostly, so it'll probably be like an easy, weight cut for her because she doesn't have to travel as much, and she'll be in good spirits because she'll have her friends and family there, and yeah.
We follow each other on Twitter. I should DM her, see what she tells me, because since, well, I knew she was always in Louisiana back when she was with her ex-husband, but ever since that happened, I don't know if she ever found like a stable training camp.
Oh, okay. Hey, that might be something you could talk to her about and
Yeah, I'll see.
write it up.
Well, or I'm working on something, but I'm not gonna spoil anything here. But also, one quick thing too. This is an UFC related, but since you brought up Andy Wynn, I saw that they've officially rebooked her fight. She was supposed to fight Magali Alvarez in Lion Fight a few months ago. I don't know what happened that she pulled out, but it seems like it's booked in August. And Magali Alvarez is someone I actually know. This is a really, really hardcore Muay Thai. Only hardcore Muay Thai people will know this, but yeah, I've seen her train. I can't say I've trained with her because I'm not a fighter at all. I've sparred with her, and obviously she carried my ass, but she's a legit killer. And I haven't seen much of Andy Wynn's kickboxing, but yeah, if she's not up to par, this is gonna be a bad night for her. But if you guys can get I've been trying to watch Lion Fight, and I can never get a hold of their shows, so I don't know if I'll be able to watch this one, but I'm gonna try my damn hardest to see it because this should be a good fight.
What is it? What platform is it on now? Is it on Flow still?
No, last I saw was like CBS Sports, but it's supposed to be kind of like a ESPN Plus deal where you pay like $10 a month to watch extra sports or whatever. But I did it once, and all I could see was like highlights of like college basketball and football and shit, and like there was nothing exclusive about it. Like I think I can watch like on-demand CBS shows, like that was part of the deal. But I'm like, wait, why would anybody pay for this? I don't get the deal. And I really wanted to watch the last Lion Fight. I'm like, I'll pay $10 just to see it for sure that I can watch it on here. And I tried for weeks, and I think I ended up getting charged like twice because I forgot to cancel it. But yeah, I don't know. I hope they become on either it's more accessible or they get on better broadcasts because I really want to watch it, man. I miss Lion Fight.
Yeah, that's strange. And then on Andy, she had like an eye injury. There was some kind of like freak like terror in her eye or something. So she had to pull out of that fight. She got that fixed, and she was actually training up here with the CSA gym with
Oh,
Carrie and a
okay.
team. Yeah, with that, she was still recovering, but she was still like training with one eye. So
Yeah, and I like Andy. Don't get me wrong. There's no disrespect to Andy. I'm sure she pulled out. It was for a reason. I was unaware of that. But yeah, this is just for the Muay Thai heads out there. If you guys want to see a pretty good, really good fight with I'm sure a lot of a lot of dudes listening to this like Andy for other reasons. But if you guys aren't aware of Magali Alvarez, she's a legit killer, and I'm sure you'll appreciate her win, lose, or draw. So that's a quick little plug I had to insert there for an actual fighter that I know. But we're going to talk a little bit more Muay Thai later on in our news section. But let's go ahead with some of the other fights. So co-main event, Raw Font versus John Lineker, part 2. Font had an opponent drop out, and Lineker stepped in. And here, it was I think it was Cody Stamann. He was supposed to fight, but yeah, now he's taking on Lineker for a second time, and he got easily outpointed in the first fight. And Font's really good, but I don't know if this fight can be any different.
dude, he wanted a fight. Lineker wanted a fight. He was pissed off that he was getting any fights. So
Yeah, Rafa. So he beat Sergio Pettis. Was in December, and
Yeah, that was in
yeah,
December.
yeah. But the fight with Lineker was over 3 years ago now, so it's been a while. And Rafa's improved a lot, but I just rewatched that fight because I'm like, how bad was it? And yeah, he was basically running scared the whole fight. Obviously, Corey Sandhagen kind of. It's not that we didn't know that Lineker had a hole in his game, but he did it so well. It's kind of like you got to know how to beat him now. But when you fight a guy like that and you already lost and it was that bad and that embarrassing, like it's gonna take a lot for you to come back from that. I really like Rob Font, but I think it's gonna be kind of a deja vu. It's gonna be kind of a repeat of the first fight.
Yeah, I agree. And then he needs this fight back too. Like John Lineker, he needs to get back on that winning streak. So
Yeah, this will definitely pad up his record a little bit more, because I mean he has a really good record in the UFC overall, but I know he probably won't ever become a champion, and I'm totally okay with that because Lineker's only goal in life is to be a shit-eating wild man. That's all he's suited for. So I just want to see him fuck people up. I actually, when I was rewatching the fight earlier, Ralph Font, I don't know, it was Goldberg. One of the announcers said like that he had told him like, I love the look on my opponent's face when I hit him in the body. So the way
yeah,
the way that Lineker looks is really how he fights.
yeah, damn.
He the way he looks is he really wants to hurt his opponents. It definitely looks that way, and he confirms as much.
God, I love his fighting style.
Yeah.
I'm going with Lineker.
As I said, I still want him to procreate with Jessica Andrade, but that's not possible.
Who knows, man? They can do like the whatchamacallit method.
In vitro.
Yep.
Get a turkey baster up in there.
Yep. Make us a super kid, super soldier.
Just pay him well. This will work out definitely for the Brazilians. You have a fucking monster on your hands.
Hell yeah, man.
Main event time. Renato Moicano versus Korean Zombie. Korean Zombie has not fought since Yair Rodriguez elbowed him into fucking Jupiter. And Moicano is coming off that tough loss with Jose Aldo, coming off of that streak. I just now realized that I really hadn't thought about this fight like almost at all as far as who might win. Jesus.
It's insane, dude. It's insane. Because wasn't Korean Zombie winning that fight against Yair?
Yes, he was going to win the decision.
He was winning that fucking war, man, and then he got caught with that elbow.
And then Moicano was never in the fight with Aldo. I mean, everyone's basically said, and I haven't heard him say this, but I'm sure if you got him at the right time, he'll tell you that he was kind of starstruck with Aldo. But I don't know. Then seeing what Volkanovski did to Aldo is like, well, was he just not going to be denied that night? Was Moicano just too shy? I'm sure after he saw the Volkanovski fight, he was just kicking himself in the ass. Like, what happened,
God, Jose was not there. He didn't do shit.
But look what he did against Moicano. That was, 2 months, 3 months beforehand? And he beat the fuck out of him.
I know. That's what baffles me. Like, how could you have such a spectacular performance and then the very next fight in Brazil not do shit in front of your country people? Like, I don't get that. And then he acted like he was like, oh, yeah, I'm winning. I'm going to win this shit. He raised his hand and shit. Like, really? He really thought?
Well, it was in his backyard. It was in not just Brazil. It was in Rio.
Yeah. It's so weird, man. I didn't know either, like, who to pick with this one just because, Moicano's performance, what happened, and then, like, Korean Zombie, like, he was winning that fight, but he got caught. It's crazy, man.
Okay, so Moicano's big weapons are obviously his low kicks, but a guy like Korean Zombie, like he doesn't give a shit about that. He just takes them. I don't think he's gonna be a guy that gets stifled with low kicks much. But at the same time, his knockout loss was only 7 months ago, and that was like a life-changing knockout. I don't know if he can come back that quickly from that.
Seriously.
Moicano got TKO'd as well, but it was nowhere near as dramatic. So he should be okay, but who knows?
It's gonna be a draw.
I think I'm just gonna go with. I think I'm just gonna go with Moicano just because he hasn't taken as much damage lately, and he hasn't had as much injuries. There's still that question with Zombie is all the injuries he took and the time away and the military service and all that deal.
Seriously, man, that's like a life-changing injury. Fucking Hellbow, fucking crazy ass Hellbow knockout. Moicano fought in what, February? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna pick Moicano too. Shit.
Nice.
It should be a battle though. God damn.
Yeah. And so that does it for UFC. There's another Bellator event this weekend, which is weird because it's not gonna really be aired live, and part of it's taking place on the. I'm really been trying to find out what's going on, and I'm definitely not going to find out till after the cards aired. And I hope I can rewatch it if that's the case, because I want to watch at least some of these fights. So we're going to touch on two of them. Paul Daly's going to fight Eric Silva, and that has just fireworks written all over it. But given Eric Silva's track record, I don't really trust him, so I think Paul Daly's probably going to knock his fucking head off.
Wait, so is this going to be on Friday?
I think Friday, but it's happening in England, so there's like an 8-hour time difference. I've tried to understand this, Reen. I really have, and I don't. I'm telling you, I'm not going to find out till Saturday, and I'm probably going to miss the event because I forgot to DVR it or some shit.
Crazy, man. Okay.
I just know it's taking place on the app, the Bellator app, which you can basically only get on your phone because I don't think they have it on Roku or Chromecast or any of that shit. So it's going to be a pain in the ass to watch.
Yeah, I didn't know this was going down until I saw Musasi doing some media work. I'm like, shit, back-to-back Bellator fights? Okay. Oh, man. Had no idea.
So what do you think about Paul Daly and Eric Silva?
Oh, god damn. I'm leaning on Paul Daly, but...
do you think Eric Silva's got anything left? He's always been a one-round fighter, but now it seems like almost like he's half a round fighter. He's got shit left.
Yeah. I have to go with Paul Daly. That Musasi and Lovato fight, though. God damn, dude.
Yeah, that's the main event. That's what we're talking about next. So I know a lot of people were psyched for Musasi McDonald. I wanted to see it. I'd never give McDonald much of a chance. I just didn't think he'd get beat up that badly. But Lovato's a different story, man. He's a jiu-jitsu ace. He's so calm and so sophisticated with his movement, with his submissions. And Musasi's a good grappler and everything, but he should know to just stay the fuck away on the ground here. If it goes to the ground, I have no hope that Musasi survives. I like Musasi. I respect his skill set, but I just kind of have a feeling Lovato's going to pull it off. I don't really have a real reason. I just think he's been on the rise, and he's going to perform. He's going to perform that night.
Damn, dude. This is for the belt, right? Because he's defending.
Yeah.
Whew. I'm going to go with Musasi. He's on a 9-fight win streak, man. He carried that shit over from the UFC.
Yeah, the fight that still fucks with me, though, is the Shevchenko fight that he barely won. I know he had his eye fucked up in this whole deal, but I don't know. I don't know if he's still the Musasi from yesteryear, so that's kind of why I'm leaning Lovato, too.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. I'm glad he's back. Get to watch him again. So
that's our preview. Gonna get into the tweet of the week. Kind of random, but I didn't find nowhere else where I could put it where it was gonna make sense. So goes to the homie of the show, Just Bleed MMA. He tweeted, "I once dated a chick who was heavily into MMA, but I broke up with her once I found out that she had a follow train run on her." I don't know what is it with the Just Bleed guys. Both him and Bobby, they're very against follow trains. So, yeah, Just Bleed seems like the kind of guy that he would do this. So, shout outs to him. He gets tweet of the week.
Those crazy ass follow trains, man. God.
Well, there's funny things that happen there, especially with newcomers that are not prone to the sick and crazy shit that MMA fans say and do. So.
Yeah, man.
There's always fun involved in that.
Yeah.
And then every once in a while, neo-Nazis get in there and shit too, and then that's not so fun. But we can all laugh about it later too.
Yeah, they'll follow you and then unfollow you. It's like, do you know the fucking rules, man?
Oh yeah, that's happening too. I don't even pay attention to that shit anymore.
And that piece of shit Jeff Nowitzki's like parody account fucking blocked me. Like I didn't give a shit anyways, but I'm like,
I think that guy's.
you
I think
follow me?
that. I think that guy's literally done like 10 accounts.
Yeah, he does the follow and then unfollow. He plays that game and shit, and the next thing you know, I called him out, or not really calling him out, but I was like ranting one day with some people, and I guess he got wind of it or something because he tweeted something at me, and I just fucking ignored it. And next thing you know, I noticed that I'm blocked. I'm like, good, I don't have to see your bullshit no more.
Well, sometimes it works out for us.
Like, I just don't understand the people that block. I don't think I've ever blocked anybody.
I've done it, but it's like usually porn bots or people who seem like they're out to gain, they want to use you for something. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's about it with me. So this is a weird segue, but yeah, let's just get into our headlines of the week. And to start it off with one of your favorite fighters, Henry Cejudo. He's going to be taking the rest of the year off because he's got a surgery coming up. So looks like we got 2 fights, 2 title belts held up.
Eye roll.
Don't act like you don't care.
Eye roll. I was like, seriously, man? See, he's holding up divisions because he was trying to do too much. Man. He got hurt. And see what happens? See, 2 divisions. Just close out flyweight anyways. That's what they're doing.
That's what I get, man. For all the people hating on DC, he's the only guy that won both belts. Actually vacated one. I know they were going to take it away anyway, but he did the as far as the optics go, did the right thing and relinquished it. And he defended the belt against Derek Lewis. Now you could say it's Derek Lewis and whatever, and he was kind of hurt during that too. But he did the right thing. He didn't hold shit up. The only reason nobody's fought, well, I guess you could blame DC, but I blame him more on Brock and the UFC for trying to do that fight. Now they're just back to square one where he's going to fight with Stipe again, but I don't have a problem with that fight because that's the fight that should have happened in the first place. So give props to DC, man. He's the only one that's done it right.
Yeah, well, Henry should just give up the flyweight belt or some shit. But I noticed that Peter Yan tweeted something about an interim. Maybe him and Sterling can go with the interim title.
I think he wanted to do that as soon as UFC 238 was over, though, because he didn't think that neither of them were going to get a shot right away. It was smart on his part, but I mean, I think they're going to get it by default now.
Yeah. So at least we won't see any like cringy shit, I guess.
Oh, you're so wrong. You're so wrong.
Or is he going to have, like, the Bella twins at bedside?
Dressed as nurses and shit.
Oh, my God. He does realize that one of them is married, right, with a child? I mean, he's trying to play that game on social media.
You know how Mexicans do.
Yeah, I know, right? They try to live double lives. I see you, man. I see you.
Mm-hmm. It's in our DNA. We can't help it. But, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully doesn't take as long as, hey, Tony Ferguson came back after 6 months from tearing his fucking ACL in bits and pieces, so you never know.
Dude, that's Tony Ferguson, though. That's a different animal.
Yeah, but this guy's an Olympian. Remember, shit can happen.
Oh, yes, that's right. He reminds us all the time.
Yeah, so let's hope it all works out for the best. In other news, Paige VanZant says she wants to have one big fight at the end of 2019, given that she just had some major surgery in her arm. If you guys haven't seen those pictures, check them out. They're beautiful. And she wants to have one big fight at the end of 2019, which is going to be the last fight in her contract. And she wants to fight it out. She wants to have her last fight and test free agency. I'm not going to say this is a bad move for her. I just want to speculate. What do you think would be a good move for her, Reen?
I don't know, man. Like, is she needing some money? Is that why she's going to test this free agency? Because I just saw something on Twitter about how if you want a video autograph, just hit her up. And she's charging people for that shit. So,
well, she's married now, and no disrespect to her husband. I know he fought in Bellator recently, but it's not like he's bringing in the big bucks. So she's probably doing it for the. For the
So,
marriage.
she's make some money. Just possibly a power play to see how much UFC will offer her. I mean, I guess I would do it too.
Yeah, I mean, I have absolutely no criticism of her doing it. I just wonder if I think most likely the UFC will pick her up again, but if they don't, I wonder who's next in line. I guess Bellator, I guess, would be kind of probably somewhere where she'd want to go too, since her husband's there. They could be
Yeah.
like a power couple.
Yeah, they're more local instead of going overseas.
Yeah, because where did you say that you said that she was in Oregon? She
Yeah.
moved. Yeah, she moved there right recently.
Yep. She's up there now with her man. So.
Yeah, so I mean, they go to NorCal a lot. I mean, it's not local, but close enough.
Right.
So it could be interesting. Yeah, because I don't know. I don't know if one will pick her up. I don't think she'll be interested in that. She's married. Who knows? She might want to have kids soon. Who knows if homeboy's going to be able to move or wants to move over there. And then same thing with Ryzen and Victor won't pick her up because there's no reason for her to join since they don't have as much money. So yeah, it'll be interesting. Well, here's the best to Paige and her fucked up arm. Speaking of Asian promotion, speaking of one, some news came out right before we started recording. Jorina Baars, the undefeated Muay Thai kickboxer, it was announced that she's just been signed to one championship. Man, are you as big a fan of Jorina as I am, Reen?
Hell yeah, dude. Whenever she fights, it's a treat. I mean, she was fighting for Bellator for a little while there, so I wonder what happened with that.
I think she had like one fight, maybe two.
Yeah, I think it was
nobody ever wants to fight her, so it's like, yeah, you're right. It is a treat when she fights because it's like, shit, it's like the Super Bowl. It's like it comes once a year if you're lucky.
Seriously. And I think it was a couple of months ago, Marlo's Conan, she tweeted something like, yeah, Jorina is interested in fighting Gabby in the Ryzen promotion.
Yeah, I had no idea this was a thing. You told me off air, and I still can't believe it. She is absolutely out of her mind, man. But she also was one of the few people willing to take on Cyborg when she was at her scariest. Granted, it was in Muay Thai, but still, I mean, I think even a lot of people thought that Cyborg was going to win that fight regardless. So,
well, if nobody wants to fight her, then she got to do the impossible.
What a fucking psycho she is, man. She's damn. I cannot. I don't want to fight Gabby Garcia, man. And she's willing to do it. She's fucking crazy, but in all the right ways.
Yeah. So I wonder. So is it ONE FC MMA or is she doing the kickboxing?
It didn't say anything in particular, but it sounds like it's for Muay Thai and or kickboxing.
Oh, okay.
It sounds like they're gonna add more girls because she's a big girl. I don't think they have many girls in that division, so they're probably doing a Cyborg, like gonna start signing girls just to fight her. We'll see who signs up.
I know, right? Because those Asian girls are small, man. I don't think they want to fight her.
Then they're gonna start looking in Australia, New Zealand, Russia. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what's nearby anyway. Another headline: Julianna Pena is finally back, and of all things, she's stepping up on late notice to take on Nico Montano. Yeah, she's the Combate announcer girl.
Oh, but haven't seen her in forever, man.
It's been like, what, 2 or 3 years? The weird thing is that she's taking over for Sarah McMahon, who just pulled out with an injury, and she was coming off of a layoff after having a kid as well. So, but Sarah McMahon has fought way more recently than her, and yeah, she basically had the baby and was like, I'm ready to fight. She's probably still breastfeeding and shit. I've heard a lot of women do that, man. Props to you, girls. You're fucking nuts. That's insane to do that shit.
Yeah, because Pena hasn't fought since she lost to Valentina,
Shevchenko.
right?
Yeah, and she fought. That was right before the title fight. She fought Nunes. That was 2017. Yeah, like 2.5 years.
Damn, dude, that was a long layoff.
Yeah, I mean, I know she's been busy at Combate and shit, but I mean, I don't think they're paying her that good. So I know she's been wanting to fight. I was surprised it took so long. But yeah, of all things, I find it so ironic that she took the place of another woman who just had a baby who was coming back as well. Dude. And Nico Montano, I mean, I don't know. Julianna Pena is a very mean, strong grappler.
Yeah.
As is Montano, but this is a new weight class for her, and Pena's been here for a while. And that's the other thing. I wonder if Pena's going to be able to make the weight. I don't think she's ever missed weight, but having the baby, ring rust, the whole deal, nothing's guaranteed.
That's crazy. I still can't Nico had nothing to do with pulling out. Nico's cool.
Yeah. Well, we'll see come fight night. Some other shit will pop up, but yeah, this is taking place in Sacramento, so this is the backyard event for you, Ring.
Why is everybody shitting on this card?
A lot of women.
God damn, man.
And we're still, like as I said earlier in the show, there's hurdles. There's still hurdles in this, but they're not the biggest hurdles.
Crazy.
That's all I need to say. Those words are like the fucking people start shrieking when they hear those words.
Nuts, man. Well, I'm not going to the fight, but why you got all like fucking like shit on it? I'm over here like I ain't going to it, but why you got shit on it?
And this is another headline that's gonna lead into our matchup segment, which we only have one of. But as we just did with Pena, this is a very similar new segment of late notice. Two totally different fights now. So originally, Liz Carmouche was scheduled to fight Roxanne Modafferi at the San Antonio card, and they just switched that up. Shevchenko is going to defend her title against Carmouche now at the Uruguay card. That's going to be the main event, and Modafferi is going to be fighting Jennifer Maia. So both of these fights are rematches, interestingly enough. I've seen Roxanne Modafferi and Jennifer Maia. That was a very close fight. I have not seen Shevchenko Carmouche, but for those that don't know, Carmouche won that fight. So I guess that's the big selling point with this one, is that this is one of the few girls that have beat Shevchenko. Let's see if she can do it again. But I don't know, man. Carmouche is really tricky. She's a veteran, literally the first woman to ever fight in the UFC. Man, I don't think this is going to be an easy night for Shevchenko. But then again, look what she did to Jessica Ai.
Yeah, this is crazy, man. Oh, interesting. I wonder if it's going to be competitive.
Can you think of one time? Can you think of one time that Carmouche has really gotten her ass beat?
Yeah, no.
I'm sure there's one, but I can't think of it off the top of my head, which probably says something,
Damn, dude, this is going to be crazy.
I know she lost to Alexis Davis, but that was a close fight from what I remember, so.
Ooh, okay. And it's going to be the main event?
Main event, UFC Uruguay. First fight in Uruguay. And then, there's that connection. Shevchenko is from Kyrgyzstan, but she lived in Peru for a long time, speaks Spanish. So she's kind of going to be like the hometown girl, more or less. And then, that fight, I don't know if you've seen the first fight between Modafferi and Maia, but if you haven't, regardless whether you've seen it or not, what do you think about the fight, Ring?
I vaguely remember that fight. Wasn't that one of her last fights in Invicta?
I think it was her second to last fight. I think her last fight was Agnieszka Nedvich, but I think that was the fight right before it. Yeah, it was one of her title defenses, and as always, it was a very close title defense because that's what Jennifer Maia does.
Oh, God, I don't know, man. I like them both.
The thing is, it's going to be 3 rounds, so it really does change things because Jennifer Maia's a 5-round type of fighter, but then, who was Jennifer Maia's last fight where she just fucking went ape shit? Was it Davis?
Oh, yeah, that's right. She did fight her recently.
Yeah, it was a damn it. How can I not remember her last fight? I just remember whoever it was really. Oh yeah, that's right. Because Davis looked really good. She was training at CSA. We talked about it. She was training at CSA. She had those good teep kicks. It was a close fight, but Maia had those flurries in the first and second round. They gave it to her.
Yep. Yeah. Whew.
And then Modafferi just beat Big Shevchenko, Antonina.
Yep. Those are good matchups, man. Yeah. I dig it. Flyweights, man. They're coming up.
And just one last take. This is something we talked about last week, but I don't know. We talked about it last week about the whole Andrade Zhang ordeal and how it's on ESPN Plus. It's not going to be on a big card. I'm not saying these. I said last week. I'm saying it now. These girls don't have to be on headlining pay-per-views or nothing. I appreciated the Namajunas Andrade fight, even though it's in the ESPN deal and it didn't work to its best extent. But I don't know. I just think fights like this should be on big ESPN. I don't know if they care so much about the placement of them, but I think they should. Like, I mean, like that was the thing I always said about Joanna. You know, she headlined the Fox Sports 1 card, but I thought she would have at least headlined the Fox event. You know, even Michelle Waterson was able to headline one, but you couldn't get the champions on there. I never understood that.
Yeah, well, you know how it is. It's all about entertainment. It doesn't matter who can like move the needle.
Well, that's what we were talking about. You know, like here's another thing. Like we were just talking about Jorina and Ladd, the Sacramento card, which we know is a good card. But I have no problem with that one being the ESPN Plus. But
Yeah.
you know, 125-pound title on ESPN Plus, the strawweight title on ESPN Plus. Like, I don't know. Just if you're not going to be paying with them what they're worth, at least give them the exposure, man.
Yeah, that's true. Because, I mean, UFC already got their money, so.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Dana and a lot of them are like, oh, Shevchenko's like a star already. And like, well, prove it. Put her on ESPN and see what kind of numbers she does, you know?
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
That's true. Do we even get those numbers?
States, you know?
Do we even get to see those numbers and shit? Or no? I don't really pay attention anymore. But
I really think the only people that know them are the UFC, and I even think they're going to have to battle ESPN to get them, you know?
Huh. Yeah, the true numbers?
Yeah. I really wonder. I know Dave Meltzer does this thing a lot of pay-per-view buys and all that. I don't even know if he's going to be able to do them. I mean, he's probably just going to be shooting darts in the dark, you know?
Right.
Yeah. So that was just want to hear 2 cents on that one. So those were a few matchups that, you know, big news. So they went in the headline section, but we got one fight that's going to be in the matchup segment. So this is the matchup. And it was just announced that also on the Uruguay card, Rachael Ostovich is coming back, which is weird. I thought she fucked up her arm. Maybe I remember things wrong or it wasn't that bad, but she's going to fight Veronica Macedo. This seems like a loser leaves town card. I mean, do you see any way that either of these girls sticks around with the loss, Green?
I'm surprised Rachel's still on the roster.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
I mean, I kind of am, but I mean, I know why she's there.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we could say the same thing for Macedo, as I've always said that Macedo is a very pretty girl, and it doesn't seem like they accentuate those things about her. But she is a good fighter, too. I mean, I say that knowing full well that she just got submitted by Jillian Robertson. I can say that Macedo's had a tough run as of late, but Ostovich has beat no one of note. And I'm sorry, I know the fellas love her, and even a lot of the girls, but I seen early on, even in her Invicta career, a lot of people say that Ostovich is just not really that good, and I'd be like, no, she's just having a tough time, but she's shown nothing to me that she's improved, that she has potential. I mean, I think Macedo will beat her up, but I can't say for sure.
Yeah, who knows? But I mean, I'm leaning more towards Macedo too.
I was leaning with her in the Robertson fight. So I don't know. That fight really threw a monkey wrench into things for me. So if Jillian Robertson could submit her, Ostovich probably could too, given that she's a grappler. But I mean, that girl could fucking kick her ass off too. So it's grappler. I mean, I just hope it's a fun fight. I mean, Ostovich tends to have fun fights. And I'm really not trying to fucking shit on her. It's fun watching her fight, but you know, there's.
You're trying so hard.
I'm not lying. It is fun to watch her fight, and I'm not really kind of being tongue in cheek about that one. But you know, I don't know. It's just a weird thing. It seemed how Macedo was being praised so much coming in the UFC. She had that highlight reel, that viral knockout, that head kick knockout. And, you know, Ostovich had them titties, but I don't know.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know. I really don't know what to expect in this fight. I'll be watching, though. I'll be watching. I wish Macedo sticks around. She doesn't. I'm sure she'll go to Invicta, and hopefully she'll do good there. But Ostovich is the one that I'm like, she's a lost cause. I don't think there's much. There's much going on there. It's gonna improve.
Yeah, trying to be as polite as we can, but.
Well, I'm being much more polite than you, but I get it. You guys should hear what we say off air, but this is a free conversation.
I mean, I feel bad for her because all the shit that she recently went through. But I mean,
Yeah.
If you're not a great fighter, I mean, if you're not even a decent one, like, what can we say, really? You're great on Instagram, but
Here's the thing, and I believe I've said this on the show before, but here's the thing is that Ostovich was a really promising prospect when she first came on the scene. She really was. And something happened to her, like 2 or 3 fights in, that she just she had some rough losses, and you're like, okay. And then 5, 6 fights in, and you're like, not getting better. And at this point, it's like, fuck, she's a lost cause.
Yeah.
Sucks, but it's true.
Well, maybe she'll surprise us. Who knows?
Yeah, you never know. You never know. I don't want to count her out, but it's tough.
I'm hoping that she just surprises us. And
either way, I'll be happy with whoever wins. I really will.
Yeah.
That does it for MMA. So now we're going to get into our news story of the week. And the headline is, Nigerian investigators dismiss wild reports rogue gorilla ate 22 grand in cash at zoo.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah, I guess they couldn't find this money. It's $22,000 in cash. They were saying a gorilla ate it. And this isn't the first time they've done this.
I'm still laughing because they don't have a gorilla in this fucking zoo.
Yeah, this is one of the lines. It says, authorities launched an investigation into the disappearance of money from the Kano Zoological Gardens in northern Nigeria amid wild local media reports that the culprit was a gorilla. But the reports are far from the truth, with the real culprits actually armed thugs who stole the zoo's gate fees.
Oh,
so the whole my dog ate my homework shit, they're trying to pull it off in real life. But with a gorilla and with money.
It's so wild, man. And then the first one was what? A snake ate the money, right?
Yeah. So, so this is the what happened that time. Last year, a Nigerian sales clerk, Philomena Cheshe, at the Nigerian Examination Board was suspended after she told auditors that a snake ate $100,000 worth of cash, and they'd even tweeted about it. There was a picture of an eagle eating a snake, and it said the eagle shows no mercy for money swallowing snakes.
Damn, dude! Don't you think that they would have learned the first time? Like it didn't. They didn't buy it. It didn't go through the first time. So
I mean, I know there's so much crazy shit going on in Nigeria just from the little that I've read, but I know it's just a common thing for rampant, disgusting corruption to happen in a lot of African countries. But every once in a while, a story like this comes out, and it's just funny. It's like, well, it's not all murder and bribes and trafficking and all this shit. Sometimes, like, well, it seems innocent enough, but yeah, there's people still robbing thousands of dollars with armed, and then saying that fucking animals ate them
from the fucking zoo, man, and blaming it on animals. That's wild.
See, part of me can believe a snake because they kind of like eat whatever, but a gorillas are smart, man. I don't think they're gonna they'll probably steal the money and fucking put it in like their cave or some shit, but I don't think they're gonna eat it.
Right? Yeah. I'd be like, oh, this doesn't taste good.
Harambe was trying to fucking save that shit, not fucking mug them.
Oh my god. Fucking wild. That's so wild.
Like you said, you think they would have learned, but
yeah,
when you're a criminal, you're not exactly cut out for a life of, critical thinking and whatnot.
Oh my god. Fucking stealing from the zoo. Come on, man. They don't even make that much money as it is.
And then there's that problem. I know it's more in South Africa or Southern African countries with like the savannah, trophy hunting and conservation. And like, it's a really fucked up situation in Africa with most of the animals and whatnot. But yeah, that's just as we tend to do on the show with some of these stories, like just one of those, be grateful you live in America. Or, I mean, if you're listening to the show, maybe you don't live in America, maybe you live in England or just a decent Western civilized country, because you could always live in Africa, Pakistan, Syria, really fucked up countries. So, yeah, just be grateful for what you got.
Yeah. Plus, man, there's dumb people everywhere. So,
yeah.
It don't matter what color skin you are. Like, there's dumb people everywhere.
Yep, exactly. Oh,
y'all are equally dumb.
Mm-hmm. some dumber than others, but
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't discriminate as far as color, race, country, nationality, the whole deal.
Yeah. You know what? At the end of the year, maybe we should do like our most favorite like news story or something, because we've had some really interesting ones.
Yeah, and you know what? Actually, I guess we'll give you guys a little preview, and I haven't spoken to you about it as of late, Reen, but yeah, next week is the end of June, which means it's basically the half the year's over. So we're probably going to recap favorite fights so far, favorite knockouts so far, submission. And fuck it, we'll probably do a news story from there too, and then narrow it down at the end of the year.
Word. Okay, that sounds like a plan.
So that's going to be our homework right now. But
Cool.
yeah, so that's going to do it for us this week. So I want to thank you guys for listening. You can find me at Juice_MMA on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow the podcast at iFoxWithJuice. Where are you at, Rain?
Fox with you at IG and Twitter.
And we're everywhere podcasts can be found: Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, all the places I usually tell you guys. But we're on a new app. It just came out a few days ago. We're now on the radio.com app. From what I know, I use it to listen to some local radio stations here. I do listen to radio every once in a while, and they have some podcasts there too. So maybe depending on your state, zip code, wherever, if you listen to a radio station on the radio.com app, you can switch over after your morning show is done and listen to us. So just one more place where you can find us. So thank you to radio.com. We're also on the MMApodcast.com website. We just got added there. So slowly but surely growing a little bit more. So once again, we want to thank you guys, and we'll catch you all next week.
Bye.